Can I tell you, it was 8:15, and you were supposed to be like ready to, bus takes off at 8:30. Dad's in bed. I went, oh my God. I said, it's 8:15. I said, Kevin, I said, we got to hurry. We got to hurry. I said, we're going to be done. And sure enough, we were the last ones. I said, what kind of message? Right away, we have a bad reputation. Oh my God.
Wow. I don't know how we got on here, but Mom, I'm very proud of you and your technology skills.
Wow.
They've improved.
Wow. After how many years?
I could tell midway through us trying to figure out you and your technology, you wanted just to say, we're done for the day.
No,
but you
I didn't. I was determined, but I thought, darn it, this isn't my computer. And if it was, it's a long story. But anyhow, grateful we're here, grateful we're talking. And I'm most grateful that we found that we could zero in on a time to do this, because what time is it here? Here, we're almost 4:00 in the afternoon. It is.
Mom, the people have been DMing me concerned about your whereabouts.
Yes.
Because you weren't posting in the beginning.
Yes.
We didn't know where you were. You have to give people, what they want at this point.
I am.
You lead it up saying, I have no plan, no itinerary. I'm just getting on a flight and we'll see what happens.
Well, and that's exactly what happened. But I'm just going to fill everybody in. Mountain, and that is his real name. Because somebody went up to him.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. Somebody went up to him. He says, well, do you have brothers and sisters that are named Valley? And, and he said, no. He said, actually, I'm an only child. And this is my name, Mountain. He is the
Does he have a nickname?
Sweetest guy. Mountain. He's the sweetest guy, lives in Rome, has a family there. I think he said 2 children, 2 girls, lives very near the Vatican, which is like prime property, but he's the most humble, sweetest guy. And everything is just calm with him, very calm. So when I finally got
let's rewind. Let's go to like the flight and everything.
Yes. So I hadn't heard from him, I think, in our last episode, but the next day I did. I got an email and he kind of outlined where we were going to be and where we're going to stop. So it was like, I knew I put Katie's mind to ease, that at least he was around, that we knew he was around. But so anyhow, our flights were perfect. We flew from Milwaukee.
You just found him.
I found him because...
You found him only on social media.
Yes. But then, of course, I did my due diligence. And he has like 150,000 followers. And, he's on CNN. And he's just so tied into the Vatican and everything Catholic. So, and it's funny because he's a convert. And he knows more than I do. And I've been around the block many times, but I'm learning from him. And he's only been a Catholic, I think, for the past 15 years. Younger guy, I would say maybe in his 40s. Yeah, mid-40s.
Okay.
And I think the reason why I didn't get a direct response from him, he was panicking a tad because the priest that was supposed to come on this journey with us canceled at the last minute.
A priest to cancel?
Yes, something happened. I don't know what happened. And
what could happen?
I don't know. But I'm going to tell you.
That's kind of crazy, no?
We have the best priest ever. He reminds me of Dano. He is from the Philadelphia area. Young, I would say, like Curdy's age, 30, maybe 35 at the most. Fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. Is the most, he is just amazing. He says mass for us every single day. We just got through praying the rosary on the bus. And I'm going to tell you, the 20 people that are traveling with us, you kind of find your little niche with the people that you're gonna kind of click with.
Okay, I feel we're jumping ahead. Can we go to the flight? Let's go. Okay. I want to hear everything.
The flight was great. We flew from Milwaukee to Boston, Boston to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Lisbon. It was a long day. I only slept, I think, 3 hours on the plane. Yeah, that was the rough part.
Do you ever dabble in like a sleeping pill?
No.
Or
no,
any of that?
No, I just don't.
With your sleep?
No, I don't. Yeah.
One time
maybe I should, but I just don't. Yeah, but then I'm afraid I'm going to be so dinged.
No, I took a sleeping pill one flight. I forgot where I was going with Matt. And I was like nervous to take it because I'd never taken a
I
sleeping pill
know.
before. And I did. And it did the complete reverse. And I was so wired the entire flight. Sometimes that can happen to you. I'm like, of course that would happen to me.
Oh, forget it. That I don't need to be
Mm.
wired. You know, that's
Oh, I was
no,
wired.
no.
Mhm.
I finished reading my one book, which it was a book that I wish I'd never would have read, but I was determined to just finish it. But don't ask me what it is because I don't even remember what it is. It's got the
Why,
pink cover.
why do you feel you have to suffer through things?
I don't know. I don't know.
What is that?
I don't
It's
know.
so deeply ingrained in you that, like, even if you don't like something, be it a food, be it a skincare product, whatever it may be,
to the
it
bitter
is
end
inside of your soul that you have to finish it.
She's right. It's true. Anyhow,
hold
I
the
left,
mic like this,
I
Mom,
left
because
the book in Amsterdam.
okay, well, good.
Yeah. But on a side note, I did have a little fun in Amsterdam.
Where'd you go shopping?
Hermes.
At the airport?
Yeah.
What the hell? You didn't tell me. What'd you get?
Yeah. Well, I went in there and I just tried the shtick again. I said, "Do we have any handbags?" She goes, "Well, what are you looking for?" I thought, well, now here we go
What'd you
again.
say?
I said, "Well, I'd like to look at a Kelly or a Birkin." No, 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 no. She says, "No, we don't even carry those here. We don't even carry those here at the airport."
Did you get me a Picotin?
I said, "I already have a Picotin."
No, for me.
No, Katie. So she said, "Well, what else are you looking for?" And I thought, I don't know any of these names of these bags. I don't know. I said, "I don't know. What do you have?" It's that back and forth, that game.
I know,
Just
that's
show
the
me
game.
what
You
you
have to
and
play
I'll
the
say yes
game.
or no. And I thought, and I said, let me look at a scarf because I thought I do love their scarves. So I did buy a scarf.
So wait, you
just wait. Let me finish her up. Let me
bags?
finish her up. So I was just kind of buttering her up a little bit, you know. So then I got the scarf. I didn't have a lot of time, but it's a beautiful scarf. Beautiful scarf. It was the tiniest Hermes store that I've ever seen in my life. And then she said, you don't want to look at a bag? And I said, well, you bring me whatever you have and I'll look at it. So she goes out the door and comes back in with the bag. You know, it's like the whole thing, opening it up, taking the paper around. And I'm like,
Mom, it's like a show.
Oh my God. I said, I don't have this kind of time.
I live for the drama.
Yeah.
Mom, we live for the drama.
I don't care. But to me now, it's a game.
Yes, you do.
No, I really don't.
No, you do.
It's a game for me. So she brings out the handbag exactly like yours. I don't know what is the name of it. The red one?
Yeah, the Evelyn or something.
Yeah, except it was smaller and it was black. And I said, not interested. I said, let's just go for the scarf and that's it. So that was but you know what? It's like, I know, you just can't even believe that this happened to me twice now already. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't get a bag.
No, I got the beautiful scarf. Yeah.
And what color was the scarf?
Well, it's got some blues and greens and a lot of off-white. So it'll look really good. It's like summery, and it looked especially good because I was traveling in that blue zip up. So anything against blue is just gorgeous. So anyhow, I did get that, and I have to remember to get the tax back at the end. Yeah.
Love this for you. Okay.
So anyhow, so then we arrived in Portugal and Dad said, did you get a car? I said, no, I did not get a car. We can manage this ourselves. We do not need. And I said, I don't think this hotel has a car. Well, as it turns out, they did. But it was easy breezy with the Uber. No problem. They just directed you to the parking lot area and we got our
But
Uber.
Don't you also feel so much more confident now that you live in New York and you're very confident in New York? You can really go to any city.
Absolutely, Katie. Absolutely. I have. And I've learned so much, honey, through you and through Critty. Dad and I were talking about that. I said, our kids have taught us so much in our old age that it's just, it's filled us up. Just filled us up. So, so we got to our hotel and for 2 nights and we ended up just staying there in the hotel to eat our first dinner because we were a little loopy and out of it. And of course, you know, you go down there and you think you want to eat at 5:30. They're like, you want to eat dinner now? I mean, Portuguese and Spanish, they eat at 8, 9 o'clock at night. And so we kind of had to wake up the chefs at 5:30 but we had a great meal. I mean, the seafood there is to die for. And Katie, a lot of it is the codfish that I grew up with only to have on Christmas Eve when we had the bacalhau. And they call it the bacalhau or whatever something. But all different kinds of codfish dishes that I've had these past 3 days. Amazing. And beef. Not a lot of vegetables. Yeah. Shrimp to die for. I don't know what this is, but I would find a salad and they go, salad? And I said, greens. I need greens. I travel with the Metamucil, but I would prefer the greens, Yeah.
Oh, does the Metamucil really work for you?
Oh, yeah. Took a couple days, but finally, yeah, it did work. I cannot go home without it. No. And my Go Hydrate, I am going to forever push that Go Hydrate because I'm so dry here. I don't know if I'm in the mountains yet or what, but I'm dry.
You're with Mountain Man, though.
And the hotel was just fine.
It wasn't that great.
There is a different level of dim here. We're calling dim mist. Even Dad said there's got to be the lights have to. I said, I am telling you, it's dim city here. Forget it. So I had to just set up my makeup bag in front of a window, and thank God I travel with a small little mirror.
I always bring a light with me when I travel.
Yeah, I didn't, but I'm gonna have to look into that because I know they advertise that all the time. Okay,
and it does help, even just a little light.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so the next day we slept till 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock in the morning. When have we ever done that? And Dad's like panicking. I said, it's okay. It's okay, Dad. It is okay. I said, we're going to go and we are going to sightsee. And I says, and we're getting on one of those buses, the double decker, and we're just going to flip around Lisbon and find
the Midwest
out where.
And you just really comes out when you see a sightseeing bus.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Katy, that is the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it.
I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
They're called the hop on, hop off, and you just have a different vantage point. And we got some sun. It was the most beautiful day, and it was so much fun. And then we knew where we wanted to stop. So then we went around the second time, and we hopped off where they have these wonderful little pastries that they're famous for. And then we hopped back on, and we stopped, and we had dinner at. Oh God! And they had like a wonderful flea market going on, and they were closing up shop at 7. Oh, I said, what is this? I said, why are they closing up at 7 o'clock at night? The gal at the hotel told me the mall, we had a huge mall, by the way, very close to our hotel in Portugal.
Okay.
They stay open till 11 p.m.
My kind of place.
11 p.m. I could have been in Zara. I'm going to tell you too, gals, if you're a Zara shopper, it's a whole nother level here in Spain and Portugal.
You got to go to Europe.
It is like shopping in a Neiman Marcus. I'm not kidding you. I've never seen any of these outfits in the States. Quality,
did you go?
Gorgeous things, Katy. And you know what else?
Did you purchase anything?
I did not. I just didn't have time. Didn't want to.
What?
Yeah, I didn't want to dig around. I didn't. Yeah, I just wanted to.
Here we go again. You have the opportunity to shop, and then you say, no, I can't.
No.
What is this with you?
I don't know. And you know what else is a big deal here? The store?
What?
Mango.
Huh. Mango.
Is that a
Mango
Spanish?
has some good stuff. I don't know. Mango.
I don't know, but everybody was in the mango stores too.
I like Arquette.
I didn't see any of those.
That's in Europe. Arket. That's lovely.
Yeah.
It's like a Zara-esque type.
So moving along, and then at 3:30 we were supposed to meet our group yesterday in the lobby.
Were you a little nervous?
Well, Dad wanted to.
Did you feel like you're going on like a major field trip?
Yeah, I did. And then, of course, Dad goes, come on, we're going to go down and have a beer. And I said, oh, God, the first time they meet us and you're going to have 2 beers to the wind already. But I'm glad we did. We went downstairs and we had a beer and I had a glass of wine. And I just knew right away I would recognize Mountain because I've seen so many pictures of him. And sure enough, he walked in and I says, there you are. He says, Mountain. Carol, and he's short. He's a short little guy, cute, sweet, and he just kind of wrangled all of us. And did we get our rooms?
Okay, let's talk about the people on the field trip with you.
Okay, so everybody is checking everybody out. You can just tell,
and everyone's American.
Everyone's American, yeah. So we have, and it made me sad. I was missing you, Katy, because there's a mom and daughter. From Oregon, really nice, like your age and the mother. I thought they were sisters. She looked so young, the mother. But anyhow,
people think that for us too.
Yeah, and it's so sweet. So they're from Oregon. A lot of people from down south.
Oregon.
Got a lot of southern Southern accents from Mississippi and Atlanta.
Mississippi.
Yeah. And we have another couple from Madison, Wisconsin, which was funny. A lot of, husband and wife, but then there's also women, older women, and they're all about our age.
Okay.
Maybe just a tad younger, but our age, like 60s. Yeah. Just like kind of newly retired or whatever.
Okay.
And a lot of the dads or the husbands, you can tell that they're being, the moms are the ones that want to go.
Well, obviously.
And the dads,
like, what are we
the
doing
dads come
here?
along, and when Mountain says, well, we're going to have wine and this and beer, and they said, do we have beer? Yes. Okay. You know, you can tell that they're just so happy about it. But trying to remember the names right off the bat. Oh my God, have mercy. I'm telling you, I just wish we would have had name tags on. No name tags. We don't have any lanyards or any of that.
No, Mom, we can't be walking around with name tags.
We don't.
No, we can't be walking with lanyard or name tags.
We
Dear
don't.
Lord, have mercy.
We don't.
Going on hop off buses wearing lanyards.
No.
You guys just scream American.
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that. So then right away, I have to look at my notes, Katie, to remember. It's like, you know how things kind of blend in, as they say, from one church to the next. All right. So Monday.
Who's saying that?
Just hang on. Oh, yes. So the very first day we went to the home of the little Jacinta's house, where she had the vision of the little girl, one of the three little girls, one of the three little children from Fatima that had the vision of the Blessed Virgin Mary. These are all documented.
I'm not familiar.
These are all documented sites by the Pope from a long time ago. And Fatima it seems as though the Blessed Mother always comes to the children, to the young children, to the innocent, and tells them, gives them messages and whatnot. So this is one of the little girls. We were actually in the room where the Blessed Mother came to visit her. Her little bed is there. I mean, and he got us into these little places. And then I'll be darned, right next door, he opens this door, and I'm going, oh my gosh, it was the most beautiful chapel. And it was a chapel, a chapel of nuns that are, what is the word? Cloistered. It's all cloistered nuns. Dad took some pictures of the nuns too. I mean, all covered up and everything, and they wouldn't come too near us, but he was allowed to say mass in this little chapel there, next to her, where she lives. So that was very special. And then last night, we went to this wonderful dinner at an old brewery. So that was fun. And then the night ended, and he says, be ready to be on the bus by 8:30. And I said to Dad, we ate so much, I can't deal with this breakfast buffet in the morning. Let's just forget about it. We'll get something along. Can I tell you, it was 8:15. And you were supposed to be like ready to, bus takes off at 8:30. Dad's in bed. I went, oh my God. I said, it's 8:15. I said, Kevin, we got to hurry. I said, we're going to be done. And sure enough, we were the last ones. I said, what kind of message? Right away, we have a bad reputation. Here are the late ones. They didn't even make it to breakfast. And they can't, oh my God. So everybody, you get on the bus, and everybody knows where they want to sit, right? So we're on the bus, and I thought,
what is your type? Are you a front and back, middle?
I always thought I was front of the bus.
What's your vibe?
I always thought I was front of the bus kind of gal. I want to be right where the action is. I want to hear everything. Well, those seats were taken like that, and that's what I get for
usually in the action, the more fun people are in the back of the bus.
Yeah, well, that'd be Dad and I now, because we're in the back of the bus, and you know what? I kind of like the back of the bus.
It's more fun.
I'm going to tell you right now, we're sitting in the back of the bus with Jim and Sue, and they're fun.
Jim and Sue.
And let me see if I can remember her name.
Gary. Where are Jim and Sue from?
Gary. They're from Atlanta. He's a hoot. And then there's, then there is, okay, let me see if Brenda and Gary. And they're sweet. I like them too. But we didn't have a choice.
These are the most
I know.
insane white names I've ever heard in my life.
I know. So anyhow, I forgot to tell
Carol
you.
And Kevin.
And Carol and Kevin. And at the first Mass, Father said, does anybody read? And I said, I'd be happy to read. I should have thought twice about that, right? Because the little mountain said, did you bring your missal?
Missal?
Your prayer book.
A missal?
With all the readings. I said, well,
You have
no, I didn't. I
people
said,
have
I
people
did.
have missiles?
Sure. And I went, oh,
Missile?
boy. And so
I've
Father,
never even heard that word
I
before.
know. And then Father said, well, you can read
Did
out
you
of
know what a
mine.
missile was?
Oh, sure I did. Because as soon as he said that, I thought, geez, I thought I was good by bringing a couple of rosaries. Now I forgot the missal book. And I said, well, no, I did not. And I thought, well, Carol, what are you thinking? You don't know how to read Portuguese, for God's sakes. Their missals would. So Father said, you can read mine. And then he says, you can read out of mine. Okay. I didn't even think twice about looking at it with my eyesight. And his missal was like the thin onion pages. And the print was like as light as can be and as tiny as can be. And I'm like, oh God, Lord have mercy, help me with this. So I was stumbling a bit with my reading,
okay.
but that's okay.
It's okay.
I couldn't help it.
And I bet no one else volunteered.
Nobody did volunteer.
Yeah.
Now, today they volunteered and they one-upped me. She didn't have her missal, but she got it on her phone. The reading on her phone. You can make that as big as you want.
The people on this trip, what's like the vibe? Like, are they, fun people? Are they a little bit of nerds? Like, what is like
I would say
general?
Yes. Okay, just know that this is just 2 days into it, so I can't tell you everything.
Yeah,
but they are
your first impression.
They are extremely holy. They're extremely. They're extreme. They are believers.
What?
Yeah, they are believers.
Well,
they're very very Catholic. The story that I heard from the lady that sat across from us last night, she's got 4 boys, and her last boy is a Down syndrome, and he got very sick. And she says, a miracle did happen. That he was supposed to have surgery, and the day before surgery, the doctors went in and said he's healed. Because she prayed, she went to Medjugorje, the place in Yugoslavia. So she's been to all these sites and prayed hard that her son would be healed. And Katie, to the fact that Mountain connected her, so she knows him, with Pope Francis. And she showed me the pictures of her little boy, Peter, with St. Francis in the Pope Mobile. So, I mean, it's beautiful stories of believers, that really, believe. And they want to like me, I guess, but maybe even more, much more so than I am,
Yeah.
I am not as verbal, I guess, about my faith. I feel like I live my faith.
You feel that way?
Huh?
I feel you're very verbal about it.
Not in comparison of the people that are on this trip, because they're on websites where they pray together with people and all this. And then I was listening to everything.
But that's not you, though.
No, and then I just said, I think that's great that you enjoy that. We have great conversations so far. And Father was there, and I said, but Father, I have to be honest with you. I said, I like to pray by myself. I said, I don't like to go on websites and chats and stuff like that. And I said, but Father, I do know that when more than one of you are gathered, I am with you. And he said, Carol, it's okay. You can. I like to pray by myself.
Yeah, we don't need the chatter.
No, I don't need that chatter stuff. So anyhow, I'm learning a lot. And, so anyhow.
Is there anyone that's like fun, ready to like,
Well, I said Jim and Sue.
Jim and Sue.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim and Sue are more like a little bit relaxed, like you guys.
And what's nice, Katie? This is a big bus. It's a beautiful Prevost bus, beautiful bus. And there's only 20 people, so everybody can have, a row. So I looked at Dad and I said, a lot of the couples are just kind of separating, and I don't mind separating just a little bit. So Dad's in front of me and I'm behind him. So a lot of us are doing that. So you have some more room, and then you're next to the window. So that you can see out. So I said, that's fine, And our little driver, his name is Garrapo, I think, Garrapo. And he's very sweet, knows what's doing. We ran into terrible traffic on the way to our first stop, which was another holy stop. It's another story. I'm not going to go into it because it's so detailed, but it was very moving. And our newest saint, this is all about Catholicism, guys. Sorry, this episode. San Carlo, the boy with the computer and all that. His mother just came, was it 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, to this place in Santorum and Fatima, and left part of his hair, part of a relic of his, to these 2 holy churches. So we were able to see that first time today. So that was amazing. And these churches, we're talking about 1200s, the year 1200s. And they're in beautiful condition. I mean, they're painted, they're clean, gorgeous. Everything about it is just, and the relics that they have. And like Dad was explaining to me, we had Magellan and all the Spanish conquistadors and whatnot that were traveling overseas, and the money around here at the time. And it was just amazing. So you add that in with the faith and the royalty. I'm learning a lot. And funny thing, then on our way back to the bus, on our way here to Fatima, Dad and I noticed two bikers, and they had stopped, a man and a woman, and a woman was there from the village, and they stopped her, and she said, "Are you pilgrims to them?" And they said, "Yes, we are." And they said, "We want to get our book stamped." And I went, and of course, Dad, just thought of Christopher right there, because Dad says, "I've been looking to see if there's seashells anywhere," because these are the ones that do the walk that Christopher did. And sure enough, she says, "Come with me." She says, "I will show you where the church is and where." So Dad said, "I got to go with them." So Dad went with the bikers to find, to see, and took pictures of them getting their book stamped. And of course had to say, "Well, my son did the Camino and walked it." I said, "I didn't know you could ride a bike." But I guess there are a couple different trails.
You're a big biker.
Oh my God, no, I'm not a biker.
I think you prefer to walk.
No. So anyhow, we just got to our hotel here in Fatima. It is a whole different feeling here, because everything.
So Fatima's still in Portugal?
Fatima is still in Portugal, yes. And this is where the three shepherd children, the Blessed Mother came to them. And
like in a dream or in what?
Well, no, she was in the field.
I don't know this. I'm
I thought you knew the story. And it was under a tree, and the three children were praying the rosary together. That's what they did back then. And she came as a vision to them. And don't quote me on everything, but anyhow, this became a national shrine. And she actually even gave, the Blessed Mother gave the kids messages to give the Pope, and the letter to be opened at certain times. And I think the third letter, I don't even know if the third letter has been opened yet. But anyhow, they made a huge national shrine here over the spot where she came. I haven't been to any of those places yet, because we just arrived here at the hotel. And this hotel, I do feel like I'm a pilgrim. I do feel like I'm a pilgrim. And it's okay. Very clean. We have our own bathroom, Katy, not to worry.
Okay, thank goodness.
2 twin beds. We're in the yellow room. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the yellow.
Lovely.
I'll just show you the
Not
pillows.
really.
There you go.
Oh,
it's the yellow.
Rough.
It's okay. And what did he say? We're going to have, the only thing I worry about here tonight is going to be a little hot for Dad, but that's all right. We're not opening windows. No. When I did that last, the bugs came in, and I'm not going near that. No. He'll have to just manage. I did bring some sleep gummies for him, so he'll be taking a handful of those. Yeah.
Good.
So he's out exploring, and I want to start exploring because I saw one children's store that I want to go to, and guess what the name of it is?
What?
Cecilia's.
Oh, that's
As
cute.
we were driving in, I went, "Oh, I got to go back there.
Well, like Cecilia, I guess that's more Italian, but you're in Portugal.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
So
vibes.
Anyhow, so tonight the scoop is we're going to have dinner here at the hotel. He said a simple dinner. And then we are going on a hike and praying the rosary at 9:30 p.m.
Whoa.
Yeah, by candlelight.
This is intense.
Did
you know how intense this was going to be?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of did. Yeah. And like I said, the priest that we have, and his name is Father Andrew.
And where Dad's right now at the bar having a cocktail.
I don't know. I kicked him out. I said, "Go have a little bit of fun."
For the midnight rosary walk.
Yeah. He's okay. He's fine. He is so okay. It's good for Dad. He's having a good time. He really is. In fact, he said to me, he says, "This is the best thing that we ever did." I went, "Oh, I love that." Because you know what? It's an adventure. We never know what's going to happen from day to day. Yeah. And that's the fun part of it. Oh my God, Katy, and the breads here. I think that first day I must have ate a whole loaf, all different flavors, just the most delicious. Oh,
what were the flavors?
Oh my gosh, sourdough, and then they had some kind of, what did they call it? Oh, I can't even remember what they called it. I mean, just every you know how it is, the Europeans with the breads. It's just delicious. And then today, we didn't have breakfast this morning, and then after our mass and whatnot, our mountain said, well, there's a great pizza place that just you get them by the slice. And I thought, well, that sounds darn good. Katy was out of this world.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Rivals New York's Joe's Pizza, I'll tell you. It really does. And guess how much it costs for a slice?
How much?
2 slices of pizza, big ones, and 2 beers.
How much?
€7. 7. I looked at, I said to Dad, I said, did she say 70?
You're a real pilgrim.
I thought she said 70. He goes, no, 7. I went, wow, that is the best deal ever. Yeah.
The best deal. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great.
Love it.
So,
okay, so
yeah.
Where are the next stops tomorrow?
Well, we're going to be here. We'll be here 2 nights now in Fatima.
Okay.
And it will be full of history and
praying.
I mean, walking the path where these little kids walked, and I'll be posting lots. It's very special because I remember all of this when I was a little girl, learning about all this. I'm sorry you didn't, but
I mean, I'm sure I did, but I just obviously didn't
click.
I didn't retain it. Like I'm familiar of like this that place has significance, but I don't know the full story behind it.
Oh, and I love the fact that Father Andrew said, you can get special indulgences, plenary indulgences for. I thought, this is good. I'll get a couple more years off of, it'll get me to heaven faster.
Mom, you're going to heaven real fast.
And the beggar's outside the church. I do feel bad, but as soon as you bend down to put something in her little cup, the other one there will be pickpocketing. So you got to be careful. That happened once. It's not going to happen again to me. Remember that?
There we go. I do remember that. And why were you targeted? Because you were acting like an American.
An American. Yep. Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. So, and then there's Dad putting the money in his pocket. I says, you're asking for trouble, Kev.
Why does Dad do this? He's such a well-traveled person.
It's like, I wonder if
sometimes he just sticks out like an American.
I said, get the money. It's like hanging out of your pocket there.
Up at Giorgio over here.
Yeah. And they wanted to sell, and of course, Mountain warns us. He says, they're waiting as we get up at the bus. He says, do not buy anything. Do not, no. Poor souls, So we'll see what we're going to eat tonight.
Okay.
I'm not eating a lot, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I'm feeling good. We're walking a lot, and the walking is tough on these cobblestones. Oof. I'm going to put my hiking boots on tonight.
Do you feel like you've packed appropriately?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It was just 1 stripes yesterday. As you can see, I'm going plain today. But
well, we are eager to keep up with you and continue posting, and we will follow along on this pilgrimage journey that you're on.
I am.
And I think it's amazing that you and Daddy are doing it together.
Yeah. It's so wonderful to be able to do that. And like I said, our little priest, this young guy, he's just love him so much. I have to stay in touch with him. Yeah.
We're so excited to continue to follow along your journey, but we'll do another recording while you're still traveling, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, I don't know where I'm going to be, but maybe we can do it a little bit later so that I'm taping from Bordeaux. So
love that.
That'll be fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
New episode every Thursday. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch us. Mom, I love you dearly.
I love you too. I love you too, Katy. So see you later.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.